What up, what up, what up? How are y'all doing? I'm doing great as usual. Well, it's Friday. One day closer to the big fight this weekend with Dillian White and Alexander Povetkin, too. Who do you got? Who do you got? Who do you got? I got Dillian White. His back is against a wall, and he needs to win, and he needs to win big. But during all the media, the weigh-ins, of course, Eddie Hearn's going to be getting interviewed by everybody, and that everybody just so happened to be Boxing Social, the video that I saw. And of course, Boxing Social talks about the big fight this weekend, asking them questions. But you know those interviewers, they've been there all week. They're tired of asking the same questions, when all they really want to know is what's going on with AJ and Fury. So what's going on? Well, I forget the gentleman's name who did the interview for Boxing Social. He was talking about the WBO and are they going to wait around for Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury to fight twice? And Eddie Hearn said no, absolutely not. The WBO is only going to approve the first AJ and Fury fight, and then after that, the winner will have to drop the belt. So, then the interviewer went on to ask them, when do you think the WBO are willing to go ahead and force AJ versus Usyk? And Eddie, I can't remember his answer, but Eddie Hearn basically said the AJ Fury fight has to happen this summer for it to be undisputed for all four major belts. And not only did Eddie Hearn say this fight has to happen this summer, listen carefully, Eddie Hearn said it will happen this summer. So everybody out there who's saying the fight is not going to happen, I'm willing to believe all parties involved. And Eddie Hearn confirmed it today. He said not only does the fight have to happen this summer, but it will happen this summer. So that's great news. And then the interviewer went on to ask about AJ. And he asked Eddie Hearn, where is AJ? We heard AJ is in Miami in his training camp. And Eddie Hearn, being Eddie Hearn, with a little smile, a little grin on his face, says, I will not tell you if AJ is in Miami, but I can tell you he's in camp. Now, why Miami? AJ's a UK fighter. Normally, he trains out of Finchley Gym or the Olympic training facility. So why Miami? Well, this past week we've been hearing rumors that Floyd Mayweather has reached out to Anthony Joshua and is willing to lend a helping hand throughout this camp. Now, of course, he's not going to be the head trainer. Of course, he's probably not even going to be in the corner during the fight. But Floyd reached out and said, hey, I'm willing to help, blah, blah, blah. Now, what does that mean? Does it mean he's going to do his whole training camp with him? I believe Floyd's too busy for that. But if you guys remember, Floyd's second home that he just purchased a couple years ago is in Miami. So what I think is happening is Floyd invited AJ, probably McCracken, and a couple of his team members to come on down, visit, and do some training. You know, check out Miami, do some training, talk boxing with Floyd, pick his brain, maybe talk about how they're going to approach or how AJ is going to approach fighting Fury. I think that this is what it's all about. Obviously, I don't think Floyd Mayweather is going to train him for the whole 8 to 12 weeks. That ain't going to happen. But it does make sense that AJ take a couple weeks, fly over, see Floyd, pick his brain, talk to him, maybe get some pointers, maybe ask Floyd how he'd approach fighting a fighter like Tyson Fury, and maybe come up with a semi game plan, you know? Maybe some things that AJ and his trainer McCracken can go back to the UK and work on. Or maybe just watch tape and point some things out to AJ and the team. You just don't know. But the way Eddie Hearn answered the question, the way Eddie Hearn would not admit or confirm that AJ was in Miami, and with, like I said, with that little smirk on his face, it seems to think that he is in Miami. He's probably stopping out there for a couple weeks, like I said, and pretty much just talking boxing with one of the greatest ever. You know, Floyd's not going to teach him the shoulder roll in a couple weeks. Floyd's not going to make him a better defensive fighter in a couple weeks. It's all about hanging out and picking each other's brains and talking boxing. That's it. That's it. If you can remember, there was a bunch of boxing pundits like David Hay, Lennox Lewis, a few others, Adam Smith from Sky Sports, said, AJ needs to get around more boxing people. More boxing people. You know, just talk boxing. Pick brains, ask questions, listen. And I think this is kind of what's going on here. Floyd Mayweather's not training AJ, but I do see him giving him some pointers, maybe talking over the game plan, and see what they come up with. I can't imagine AJ's going to do a complete 180. We've seen how AJ fights. It's going to come down to, can he land that devastating combination punches on Fury? He might be able to hit Fury once, but I don't think he's going to be able to light Fury up with 3, 4s, and 5s. I don't think that's going to happen. Fury's too quick. Fury's too smart. So, I just wanted to share what I heard on that interview today on Boxing Social. You could check it out. I'm sure if you just type in Eddie Hearn, Boxing Social on YouTube, it'll pop up. And I thought it was quite interesting that they said Miami, and I went, Floyd Mayweather does have a home in Miami, and he is probably down there because Miami's in the state of Florida, and as we know, Florida is more open than most of the country. So I can see Floyd being down there, and I can also see AJ going to pay him a little visit. So that's my thoughts on that, guys. I just wanted to bring you my thoughts, what I think Eddie Hearn means, what I think the rumors are about. And if you're an AJ fan, what do you think about it? Me, I'm not the biggest AJ fan. I like watching him fight. I just think it can't be a bad thing. Talking boxing and picking the brain of one of the greatest to ever do it, and that is Floyd Mayweather. So that's all I got for you guys right now. Make sure you do me a favor. Subscribe, like, and share if all possible. And since I am a young channel, that has not hit my 1,000 subs yet, if you want to support the channel, you can hit me up at Morsey85 on Cash App. Anything can help, and I'd appreciate it. So, thanks for stopping in the Morehouse, and I'll see y'all soon. Peace.